4 times title holder.
In 2020, Custer built a lot of hype, but after narrowly missing out from the Final Four, Custer rebounded the next year to win at Fontana, Richmond, Pocono, Chicago, Kentucky, and Dover. He was announced to be replacing Daniel Suarez at Stuart-Haas Racing in November 2019, and Custer shot out of the gates to claim his first Cup Series top 10 at Phoenix and top 5 at Indianapolis, respectively. 1 week later, he won his first race in powerful fashion at the Quaker State 400 in Kentucky. He became the first rookie to win in the Cup Series since 2019, and the first to do so in a non-shortened race since Juan Pablo Montoya's victory at Sonoma. Despite this early showing, most NASCAR fans will agree that Custer's Cup career is a huge disappointment. So, heading into the 2021 season, what went so drastically wrong inside the 41 garage? In the interest of fairness, it's fair to say that changes in technical regulations were certainly involved. With the introduction of NASCAR's notorious next-gen car, and see my other video for more on that, there came a number of adjustments in how the Cup Series car ran, with a single lug nut on the wheels for fastening wheel assemblies, and changes to both aero and weight distribution. This was a swift kick in the tailpipe for Stuart-Haas, who just couldn't crack the code to setting up a competitive car, as they watched Hendrick and Joe Gibbs Racing disappear off into the sunset. Despite this, the 41 Haas tooling Mustang was still an above average piece of equipment, by no means a backmarker. It was capable of qualifying in the top 5 at Martinsville, for example, and it took the pole on the dirt in Bristol. Resultantly, Custer picked up just 2 top 10s all season, picking up the ignominious 42 race streak without a top 10 in the process, as performance across the whole Stuart-Haas team fell off a cliff. Even happy Kevin Harvick himself went winless. Following up on 2022, the driver affectionately known in my family as Cold Custard finished 25th in the standings. For a team that targets making the championship playoffs at minimum, this just wasn't acceptable. Now, it's not uncommon for fans to point fingers at drivers who aren't fast enough, but very rarely do we see NASCAR get out the rulebook to beat a driver over the head for going too slow. But this is exactly what they did to the 2020 Sunoco Rookie of the Year post-race at the Charlotte Roval. Running into the final lap, Custer got out of the gas and slowed entering the backstretch, trapping rivals Austin Dillon and Derek Jones behind him, and consequently giving 3 positions to his teammate Chase Briscoe, allowing Briscoe and the 14 team into the next round of the playoffs with a 2-point margin. Helping out your teammates in the playoffs has never been a problem before, with bump drafting and slingshot maneuvers making up a large sector of NASCAR racing. But in this case, what Custer did was deemed unacceptable under section 5.5 of the regulations, sanctioning competitors who intend to, quote, artificially alter the results of the race. Stuart-Haas's appeal was rejected, and Custer was fined $100,000 and docked 50 points. The 41's crew chief, Mike Shiplet, was indefinitely banned from NASCAR and also fined $100,000. So we can chalk up unsportsmanlike behavior and controversy to Custer's rap sheet, alongside a tidal wave of poor performances. This week, news broke that going into next season, Custer will team up with Riley Herbst in the Xfinity Series, with SHR reserve driver Ryan Preece taking Custer's spot in the Cup car. This surely is the final nail in the coffin of Custer's Cup Series career. He's being replaced with a younger and more malleable driver, who still has time to adapt their racing style to suit the next-gen car, and to add insult to injury, will now be used as a mentor for the Xfinity talent who he'll have to compete with to regain his own Cup Series drive. The challenges of clawing your way back from dropping down a series are well known, with drivers such as Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier, or Matt DiBenedetto all having faced the same challenges, and very few of them, if any, are on the radar for a Cup Series ride in the near future. All this is going on while his own father serves as president of Stuart-Haas Racing. Now, if that ain't humiliation, I don't know what is. Ultimately, time will tell if Custer has what it takes to deliver upon the early promise shown in his racing career. But with the clock ticking and the sands running out, he's going to need more than a small amount of luck and talent to do it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of my nerdy rambling. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel, or you can follow me over on Twitter for up-to-the-minute reactions and hot takes on all things racing breaking news. Thanks again, and I'll see you trackside.